Hey guys, welcome to my channel and welcome to a new tutorial video. On today's video, I'll be teaching you how to draft the upper part of this beautiful two-piece. So if you look at this two-piece, you see that the front part has double collar. It has a collar at the neck part and it also has a collar at the chest area. Okay, so now let's dive into the tutorial. So the first thing you need to do is to draft out your basic bodies. I've already drafted mine out. You have your neckline, your shoulder to your chest line, shoulder to your bust point, shoulder to your half length, then the full measurement of your top. Now I dipped the neckline by 1.5 inch, but you can dip yours by 2 inches, okay, or if possible 3 inches. That's if you want the depth not to be too high on you. You know it has a collar, okay. So, but for this tutorial, I dipped mine with 2 inches for the front part, okay? And then for the back part, I just did my normal basic bodice measurements, okay? But I marked out my chest line for my back part. I marked out the chest line, okay? Then I dipped the neck by 1 inch. The back part doesn't really have much, okay? Where the bulk of the work is in this tutorial is on the front part. So since I've drafted my basic bodies, I'm just going to cut out my pattern and then we'll get into the main work, okay? So guys, when you draft out your normal basic bodies, if you don't know how to draft out the basic bodies, I have a tutorial on how to do that, okay? Now for the front part of this dress, if you look at it, you see it has a button, okay? So we're going to create a button allowance for it, right? So first thing you're going to do is to cut out your chest line. Because of the design in the front part, you see there is a collar at the chest line area and also on the neck area. So I've cut out the chest line from the shoulder to the chest line for the front part, okay? I cut it out. Do you get what I'm saying? So that upper part, the upper part, right, it's a plain material. So I'm just going to cut out a plain material for it. Now, mind you, while cutting out on your fabric, put your 1/2 inch sewing allowance, okay? Hope you understand up to this point. Now, the most important part of this, all measurements are important, but the most important parts are your chest line. You need that chest line to be able to get where the second collar is going to be in the design. You get it? So that's why I marked out from my shoulder to my chest line for the front pattern and also for the back pattern. So from the shoulder to the chest line, we're going to use a plain material, a plain fabric, while from the chest line down to the full length of the top, we'll be using an Ankara fabric, okay? So I'm just trying to measure out the round neck. So I got 3.5. That's times 2. That is going, when you open it up, it's going to be 9 inches. So, but let's keep that aside, okay? Let's work on from the chest line to the bottom part. All right? Now, if you watch, this outfit does not have a dart. It's not a princess dart bustier, it's just a simple bodice. And then if you look at the front part, as I said earlier, it has like a buttonhole allowance. But if you look at it, the outfit, it has a buttonhole allowance. It has a button, but you're not putting it on as if you're wearing a shirt. Mind, it has a zip at the back. So you will just create that buttonhole allowance, but you will close it up. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So now in the front part, see, I marked out 1 inch for that buttonhole allowance. Do you get what I'm trying to say? I know some people might not understand it, but just watch, you understand what I'm trying to say. You see from the pattern, in the front part, I marked 1 inch. I added extra 1 inch in the front part. That's in the center front. Okay? So now, I'm going to cut out my pattern first. Just cut out your pattern, but make sure you mark out 1 inch at the center front. That's what we're going to use to create that design. If you look at the center front of the outfit, you see that it has like a slant shape after the buttons. So we're going to get that shape after the buttons. All right? So remember to add your 1 inch at the front, at the center front, okay? Then when you add your 1 inch at the center front, I just slanted it. This is not how to get the main shape, okay? Let's just cut it open, right, on the center front. Do you understand up to this part? Then you notch your center front. you notch that 1 inch that you added, just notch it so that you will be reminded that this is the part we are going to close up for the buttonhole. For the button, let's not say buttonhole, for the button. Okay, so now I'm going to mark my back part. Now let's work on this so that we understand what I'm trying to say. Now, you know I notched it, we added 1 inch. When you fold it in like this, can you see how it's looking? When you fold it in like so, you're going to put one side on top of the other part. Do you get what I'm trying to say? To get that whole like button like effect now, as if you're creating a shirt. Now the difference is that for this particular style, you're not cutting it as if you're creating a shirt. Okay, you're going to sew it one part on top of the other. Now it's when you folded it in, that's when you're going to create that slant design. Do you get what I'm trying to say? You see, I folded in, that's my 1 inch allowance, and then I've used my shock to create that slant design. Now you can decide that this slant can start from your half length. Okay, for this tutorial I started from the half length of the top. Okay, and then you create your slant effect. Please make sure you folded in your 1 inch allowance before you create your slant effect. Okay, now this is how it's going to look on your fabric. So what you do, since I've already cut it out like so, you fold it like so. That's the front part facing each other, and then you close up that slant area, just that slant area. Do you get what I'm trying to say? You close up just that slant area. Can you see what I'm saying? Just that slant area, you close it up. Okay, that's the bottom slant area. That's where you close up first. After closing it up, you turn it up. Do you get what I'm trying to say? I hope you understand what I'm saying though. You get? Then before you will add the upper part. But even before adding this upper part, remember I said on the chest area, the dress has what? A cape. It has a collar. Okay? So even before adding that collar, we have to join that bottom part, close the slant part before adding the cape. Alright? So as I said earlier, I folded it in. Can you see what I'm saying? Can you see that front part now? Okay? Can you see the front part? Remember, we're not using any lining for this because this is an English dress. So we're going to be weaving any parts. Any rough parts, we'll weave it for an English dress. So since we've gotten this front part, now we're just going to match down one on top of the other one. Okay? So we're just going to match it down. Hope you understand up to this point. You see, I first said you should close the bottom slant part. After closing it, then you turn it the right sides facing each other, and then you close the sides. After closing the side, you place one part, either the left or the right part on top of one, and then you match it down. So it's now one piece. Now when you've gotten your one piece, you fold your material like so, and then you notch the center front. Okay, you notch the center point, that's the midpoint. Is this midpoint that is going to give you what you work with to get your cape. Okay, your collar. So now from that center front to the side, I'm getting 5.5 inches. Okay, so now I'm going to cut out my collar. It's very simple. Fold your material into two like so. Determine how wide you want your collar to be, either 2 inches or 3 inches. It should not be more than 3 inches. Then you mark out the length of your collar. The length of the collar we're working with is 5.5, but I added an allowance. I made it like 6 inches. Okay, because I'm going to fold the side. Then when you make it 6 inches, then you extend it like so. Did you see what I just did? From the 6 inches, I told you I'm going to add allowance now of ½ inch. That's 6 inches. Okay, then from the 6 inches, you slant the midpoint like so. Can you see what I did? So you can decide to slant yours. If you look at mine, I slanted it by 1.5 inches to get that whole collar-like effect. Okay, so you just slant it like so. So this is for one collar. So you're going to cut another collar. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So that when you place it on the chest line, can you see how it's looking? So you're going to cut another pattern. Okay, you're going to cut another one for this. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So when you cut both, you're not going to have 4 pieces now. 2 for one collar, 2 for one collar. That's 4 pieces. Do you get it? So guys, please, if you don't understand, let me know in the comment section, okay? And I'll explain further. Thank you to my new subscribers. Thank you to my old subscribers. I really appreciate. Always click on the notification bell to be notified when I post new tutorial videos. And thank you for your support. I really do appreciate, okay? So now I've cut out my pieces for the collar that is going to be on the chest line. All right, now I'm going to place it like so. Can you see? I just want to place it for you to see how it is going to look. Okay, so when you place it, this is how it's going to look. Can you see it? Now what are you going to do? Now you're going to close the tip. You're going to close the tip. You're going to close the tip from the tip to the bottom part. Can you see? Just follow my lines by my hand. Can you see the part I'm marking the chalk? That's where you're going to close up. Okay, so the right parts of the material facing each other, you close it up. All right, you don't necessarily need to close the upper part because you still close it up with the chest line material. Do you get? So now I'm done with it. Can you see? Now I'm going to turn it up. Please, when working with something like collar, make sure you iron, okay? Make sure you iron. If you're working with your client's fabric, make sure you iron, all right? Then you can add, if you're using a very soft material, you can add small, like the soft gum stay or the paper stay, all right? So that it will be a little bit like strong, okay? So now I've gotten it. I'm going to pin. Make sure you're pinning them on that notch. Make sure you're pinning them on that notched area, okay? That notched area, because that's the center front. If you make a mistake and you don't notch it, that means it's not going to be in the middle and it's going to look funny, okay? So you make sure you pin it. You pin the collar on your center front area, as you can see. I'll always advise that you first, after turning it up like this, make sure you match down the upper part. Just match it down, not turn up, just match it down, okay? So when you match it down and then you pin it to the fabric, then you sew it straight before joining the upper part, okay? And then before you join the upper part, make sure you notch it, all right? So I'm going to go to my machine now and then join it right down so that you understand what I'm trying to say. So I've joined this collar to the bottom part of the bodice, okay? Now I'm going to close up the chest area. Do you get? From the shoulder to the chest line, that upper part, I'm going to join it to each other. So I've joined it with 1/2 inch, the 1/2 inch we used to cut it out, and then look at how it's looking. Can you see how beautiful it is? Now you can choose to line in yours if you are working with an Ankara fabric. But if you're working with an English material, English material, you have to weave everything. You have to weave it before joining. You have to weave all the rough edges before joining it to your main fabric, okay? So now we're almost done. The next thing we're going to do for this front part is the neck collar, okay? So to do the neck collar is very simple. Just fold it into 2 like so. Make sure you get the midpoint. The midpoint is very important because your collar has to be in the middle. All right, your collar has to align with that of the chest line and with that the design of the length of your top. Okay, so you fold your material like so. Can you see? Then you measure your round neck. So the round neck is 3.5. Okay, then you get your pattern paper, your brown paper. Okay, if you don't want to cut directly on your fabric, you get your brown paper and then you mark 3.5 inch. When you mark that 3.5 inch, then you mark the width. That's how wide you want the collar to be. So I'm working with 1.5, but if you want to do yours, make yours 2 inches, okay? Unless you want your collar to be wide, very wide, you can make it 3 inches. But 2 inches, 2.5 inches is better, is standard. Okay, it will look better like that. So I've gotten the the width, how wide I want my collar to be. Now on the neck part, in the center front part, on the neck part, okay? Now remember that you're going to come out from that 3.5 inch by, I came out by ½ inch. Then I'm going to join it to the neck part of my collar, like so. Can you see? Just join it. You get? That's what's going to give that whole pointy effect. Then on the center, on the midpoint, okay? On the midpoint, you come down by ½ inch, that neck part. You come down by ½ inch. You know, your neck is not straight now. So if you cut it in a straight form, it will not, the back part, the neck, it will not look relaxed, okay? So you need to come down by ½ inch to create that semicircle shape on the neck part. You get? So that it's not going to just be all straight. If you're cutting yours, you see that if you cut yours to be straight, it will not look good. But if you cut it to be a little bit shapy, curvy, your neck is not straight now, it's curvy. So you're going to give it that same effect. Okay? So now I've cut mine, and then I'm going to place it on my fabric first with my pattern paper to see how it's going to look before I continue whatever I'm doing. Can you see that it's the same thing with the chest area? Right? So whatever you are doing, make sure it's aligning with the chest area. So you're going to cut 2 pieces of each. All right, so the same thing we did for the chest area, that's what we're going to do for the what? For the neck area. All right, most times these patterns can be confusing. Always make sure you mark out the part that is the upper part. Make sure you label it. This is the upper part, because most times the patterns can be confusing, and when you don't label your patterns, you get confused in the process, and you might not, the outcome of your outfit might not give you what you wanted to get. Okay, so make sure you label your pattern. You see that I got confused in the process. I started labeling it again. So make sure you label your pattern. So I'm done labeling. I'm going to cut out 2 pieces for each. Okay, that's 4 pieces for everything. So I'm going to cut 2 pieces for the right side, 2 pieces for the left side. So I'm turning it up with the bridal satin. All right, so you can choose to turn your own up, maybe with your Ankara, with whatever you want to, you're using to make your outfit. But for this tutorial, I'm using a bridal satin. So I'm going to turn it up. Can you see? The same way I did for the chest line. All right, I'm going to turn it up and then come back to show you how you're going to do it. Now I'm going to teach you how to make the neckline when you're fixing a collar, how to make the neckline to be very neat. Most people just join it to their neckline and just weave it like that. No, it looks tacky. It doesn't look neat. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to neatly join your collar to your neckline to give you a very neat work. All right, so I've turned up my collar. Can you see how it's looking? I've turned it up like so. Can you see? And then I've already gotten the shape that I want. Now it's time for me to what? Fix it to the neckline of my outfit. Now for some people, they'll first of all fix it to the just like this and then weave it. No, it's not professional. It won't look neat. Okay, this is not how to fix it. So what you're going to do is to fix it from the inside. Do you get? You place your collar from the inside first. So you're going to pin both of them. Can you see what I did? You remember I said make sure you notch the center point. Is at that notch. After joining it at the back part, you now flip it over. You turn it over to the front. Do you get? So you first of all place it like so. Can you see how I'm placing it? Make sure you use your pin to secure it, and then you join it first from the back. Do you get? So I've joined it from, this is the back. This is the back part. Okay, I've joined it. Now I'm going to flip it over. I'm going to turn it over. But before I turn it over, I'm going to what? Notch it. Now, I'll advise that when you join it like this, that's from the inside, you can now weave it like this first. You first of all weave it. Okay? Then you flip it over. All right? So that when you flip it over like so, can you see how it's looking? You see how neat it's looking? A beginner will be like, how did this person do this? It's so neat. How did they sew it? This is how they do it. This is how you get a neat neckline. All right? Can you see? Can you see that even the inner part is looking very neat? No stitches, no thread, no nothing. Okay, now instead of matching it down from the upper part, just match it down from the inside. Do you get? So you open it up like so and just match it down from the inside instead of matching it down from the upper part. You know, most times when you match it down on top, it looks somehow. It looks good, but it looks somehow. So if you want to make your work more professional, that's less stitches. Okay, so you match it down from the inside. So your thread is going to be showing at the back of your dress, not at the front of your dress. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So I've matched it inside now. Can you see? Then that midpoint, I just cut out the excess. All right, so that it won't show. Just cut out the excess and then I close it up. Now I've matched it down from the inside. Can you see what I'm saying? I've matched it down from the inside. Can you see that the stitching of the matching down that I did is not on the collar at all? It's not reflecting on the collar at all. It's just reflecting inside of the dress. So this is how to get a neat stitching. This is how to get the front part of this outfit. And I hope you understand this. But if you don't understand, throw me your questions in the comment section, okay? I'll explain better or I'll give it more time, but I'll try my best to make sure that you understand it. Okay, so this is how to achieve the front part of this outfit. You can use any desired material to get it. So now let's go to the back part. Now the back part is easier than the front part. Okay, very easy. The only difference between the front and the back part, the front has two collars at the chest line and at the neckline. The back part doesn't have any collar at all. The only difference is just the mixed match of material. Okay, so the same thing we did for the front, we'll do it for the back. We're going to cut out the chest line. The chest line is going to have the plain material. Okay, the chest line is going to have the plain fabric, while from the chest line, the remaining part of the top is going to have the Ankara fabric. Okay, that's just it. Make sure you notch your dart legs, right? Just sew your dart legs upwards, and then we're good to go. So this back part is not really so ambiguous, right? It's just very simple. Draw your dart legs and then join the upper part to the bottom part and you're good to go. So I hope this tutorial was helpful to you guys. I know we're not done, but we're almost done. This back part is very easy. I know that everybody's going to understand it because it doesn't have so much. The back has a zipper, all right? So when you use your bias for the neck part, or you turn it up with your lining if you choose to, and then after turning it up, you join the upper part, that's the chest line, back to the lower part to give you one piece of fabric, and then you add your zipper. When you're done adding your zipper, the next thing you need to do is to join the shoulders of the dress, the front and the back. After joining the shoulders, you shape your top and we're good to go. Your dress is ready. So guys, I hope this tutorial was helpful to you. I hope you understand it, and if you have any question, once again, please let me know in the comment section. Thank you to my old subscribers for sticking with me. I really appreciate. Welcome my new subscribers. Thank you for subscribing. And if you have any question on any outfit, you can send me a message and I will help you out. So thank you guys for watching. See you on my next tutorial, and I hope this particular tutorial was helpful to you. Thank you and bye, and I hope you're going to try this tutorial outfit. Okay, now guys, see how it's looking. Very pretty, very simple, and you see that all the collars, the center parts of the collars, they all align. That's why you need to make sure that you notch your center points. Very important. So thank you guys for watching. Okay, see you on my next tutorial. Bye.